Hopefully it works. It says we're live.
Are we live?
I don't know. I feel alive. How about you?
I feel alive.
Yeah.
But are we live? Somebody tell us. Oh, somebody said something.
No, they didn't.
No.
Laura, you definitely need to stay over there. Your eyes. Not killing it.
Well, welcome everybody.
Yeah, what's up?
We are Vegan RV.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Laura.
And we're Vegan RV.
We are Vegan RV.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about boondocking.
Yes.
But I think before we get to it, we're going to make sure
everything's working.
Yeah. Everything is coming together.
We have no feedback that we are actually live. So
we're hoping so.
Yes.
We're losing people.
We're losing people?
No, we're gaining people. We're losing and we're gaining. Somebody give us something, some kind of feedback.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, John? John Tennessee said hi.
Hey,
can you hear
John.
us? Somebody give me a thumbs up.
Yeah. We need some feedback.
What? Taylor Banks in the house. What up, dog?
Hey, bud. So do we have any,
Oh, it's a go.
It is a go. Awesome.
All right, cool. So we're live. All right. We're alive. It's alive. And they see us. And they hear us. Both.
Well, that's good.
All right, Laura, so tell us. What's up?
Hey. So I thought for this one we'd talk about boondocking.
Boondocking. What is that?
Or dry camping or, basically camping without being on the hook, like in a campground. You don't have a water hookup. You don't have a power hookup. You don't have a sewer. And I thought about this because with all the campgrounds closing, a lot of people are stuck. Like they are counting on going from campground to campground to campground, and they're not set up to dry camp for any extended period of time. So I thought now would be a good time to talk about that. And
because we're professionals.
I think we probably qualify as professionals.
Qualify as something.
Yes. That said, we are not 100% dry camping right now.
No.
Yeah.
We have power. We have water.
Some power?
We have some power. We got about half power.
Yeah.
Got some water.
Mm-hmm.
We're dumping. Hopefully you guys have... Oh, you haven't posted it yet to Instagram? So I've been dumping our gray water in 4-gallon increments using a Homer bucket from Home Depot. So that's been fun.
Yeah.
But I have a place to dump it, not in the ground, into a toilet.
Yep. It's
all good. So.
Yeah, it's working out.
And we're basically holding up here until everything blows over, hopefully, in the next several months.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I sure hope we aren't living in this parking lot for several months, but I guess it could be worse, honestly.
I just want to say hey to some people, man. Taylor Banks, what's up? John Tennessee. I'm going to keep saying your name wrong because you keep saying we're buffering. I'll blame it on the buffer.
Yeah. Well, we know we have internet connection.
We should have a freaking awesome internet connection.
Well, I have heard that that YouTube is
having issues.
Yeah. Well, they're lowering the
bit rates and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that it may be beyond our control. I don't know.
Yeah, we got Deb and Randy.
Hey guys.
We got some people from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
What? We've never been there.
No. We may get there one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nomadic
Hobbyist.
Yay!
What's up, Orlando?
Guys.
How are y'all doing? Everybody keeps saying it's buffering. I don't know what to say because our internet connection is smoking.
Yeah.
And it's not buffering on my phone. So I'm watching us on my phone and we're not buffering.
Yeah.
And I'm using LTE here. So my guess is it's got a lot to do with YouTube.
Yeah.
Having some issues.
Or it could be like various, like if you're on a like a cable modem somewhere. If your neighborhood, everybody's watching at the same time.
Okay. Oh, people say we sound great.
Oh.
In Orlando. It's because you're close to us. Hey. I realized I used both of the paper towels so far.
Oh, yeah,
so
thanks.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for taking mine.
I should probably mute that, huh?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe people like to hear that stuff.
And Taylor's texting me, and he knows that we're live. It's good.
Well, he would think he probably thinks you're just smart enough to mute that already, but.
Yeah, exactly. So, Stephen Lease asked us how we're doing. I mean, we're good. We're in good spirits. Yeah. I'm working like crazy right now.
I mean, I think we're a little stir crazy, just like everybody. I mean, when the weather's nice, we can get out for bike rides and walks, but that's about it.
We didn't do it today.
No.
What I have been jamming on a lot is a lot of people doing like live YouTubes and live Facebooks. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
And you get to interact with people just kind of like you guys are with us right now.
Yeah.
And like, we've been super psyched on it all week. Like, people have really been getting into it. So we decided to do one. Yeah. And I think we'll probably do more.
Yeah.
As this goes along.
Oh, by the way, somebody said we sounded better. We have a new camera setup and mic situation at the moment. So
we're hoping it's good.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. RV Wandering, Tom and Faye,
hey,
what's
guys.
up? Hope y'all are weathering it in Canada. And send us some food. We heard you got a lot. You're tripping over all the food you got, so you can just send some down here. It's all good.
It probably won't make it across the border, though.
Yeah. One thing I do want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
This is even before boondocking. We're not even talking about boondocking yet. Yeah. Kind of glad to have a gas coach right now. Even though we're not traveling, to see the price of gas almost $1 US cheaper than diesel right now is crazy.
What was the cheapest we saw today? $1.67.
I don't know. You were calling them out as we were passing every gas station. She's like, $1.82, $1.87.
Well, no, as they went down, I didn't call out the ones that were higher. That would be silly.
Yeah,
but I think about $1.67 is the cheapest right now in the area.
So that's been awesome. The sad part is we're not even moving.
No, we have a full tank and we're just sitting here.
Yeah.
So.
And so what I'm thinking is by the time we get going, price is going to be back up to like $3 a gallon. So that'll be amazing.
Yep.
Great timing, right?
Yep.
So Tom Stone, $1.55. Man, where do you live?
That sounds like a Texas price.
Yeah. Let's all guess where Tom Stone lives. Uh-oh, Chicago needs toilet paper. Atlanta needs toilet paper. There's a lot of places that need toilet paper.
We've been grocery shopping a few times in the last 3 weeks, and we have not seen any toilet paper.
Yeah.
None. Anywhere.
Except for the ones that we're wiping with.
True. We're good. We're good. We're not going to run out, but...
Yeah. It's crazy. These are Oh, yeah, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You already told me that. So $1.55. George and Melissa seeing it at $1.54.
Wow.
Dang, man. It makes me just want to drive, right? How about the rest of you that got people that full-time in RVs? I'd rather be moving around right now because it is cheap travel.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Some long days on the road, eastbound to down, loaded up in trucking.
Not going to happen.
$1.37 in Oklahoma.
Holy crap. That is crazy cheap.
According to the rig that just pulled in. That's awesome. Awesome. Anyway, all right, so let's talk about boondocking. What do we want to talk about first?
Yeah, so just to kind of recap, because campgrounds are closed and there's a lot of people full-time living in their RVs, don't have a home base, you got to go somewhere, and you might not be prepared to
just up and go.
Yeah, or to dry camp somewhere. Because a lot of times if a campground is full on its hookups, they'll have a space they can put you to dry camp.
Yep.
But some people aren't set up for that. So we thought we'd talk about that. And
I would say even to add on to that, like a bunch of people at the RV thing really wanted to learn some boondocking. So
yeah,
let's talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we're experts, PhDs in this stuff, right?
So the first thing we wanted to talk about is, like, what do you look for in an RV that you want to go boondocking in? Like, if you think you're going to want to go for a week or two and be off the grid and just self-sufficient, what are some things you can look for in your RV that you're shopping for? Like, even before, you get to the point where you're stuck somewhere with nothing. And we just kind of lucked into ours because we didn't look for any of these things.
Yeah. So I was actually telling Laura this earlier, is when we bought our RV, a couple of the things that we heard were basically slides. Don't get slides, right? And we heard that from a bunch of people. It's, we heard that from a lot of people that they have lots of issues. Trying to think of like other things that people told us about. I feel like that was kind of it. Taylor, I'm probably botching this up. Sorry, dude, but
yeah, definitely the slide thing.
But okay, so things that weren't on our mind, right? Solar, right?
Well, solar was on our mind, but we didn't like think about it as in roof space or where the components would go.
Right. I didn't think about an inverter.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't think about upgrading the converter.
Or, here's a good one, Richard and Cheryl.
Yeah.
Where their inverter is versus their panel.
Oh, just, even where their panel is to where you would put an inverter at.
Because you lose the... see, now I'm out of my element. I'll let you.
I like how you're just coming out. Yeah, you got some degradation. Some things, right?
It's your department.
That's awesome.
I'll cook the food.
There were just there were a bunch of things that we never thought about really in the beginning. We never thought like where the toilet is, would a composting toilet fit, right? Yeah. We knew like our friends Taylor and Beth and Paul and Lorena, they had composting toilets, but we never went out and got the measurements of any of the composting toilets, nothing.
Yeah.
To make sure that it would fit, right? Or, that there would be a step up to where the toilet is and your feet would be dangling. So you needed a squatty potty or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So that you don't lose feeling in your legs when you're trying to go to the bathroom. All these different things. It's stuff that we didn't think about. So don't think just because we have it that we thought about it when we bought our RV. No, we bought the RV because we liked the layout. We liked the people that we were buying it from. And we really just wanted to get on the road.
Yeah.
Right. That was our biggest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it checked most of our boxes at the time. There were a bunch of boxes we didn't know we had. They were like invisible down on the bottom of the page or something.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So I guess we could kind of go through some of the conveniences that we have in this RV that...
okay. So we can talk about the things that actually worked out for us in the RV, right? I would say the first one was the basement AC. While it does draw more power than, say, like 2 roof units, because you can get into power shedding and like all this other, technical BS. When we start the single AC, because it cools the whole RV, it pulls all 30 amps when it first starts. It'll drop down to like 25. But we don't get the efficiency of just, or the luxury of being able to just run one because of the area that we're in.
Yeah.
So it draws a lot of power. But the benefit to that was the amount of roof space that we have. So we put on 4 huge 48-volt solar panels.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out really well for us. So, yeah, I would say that was one of our benefits. Man, there's so many people messaging right now. I'm not even gonna be able to keep up with the everything going on in the chat. So feel free to talk trash.
Yeah.
I'll hop in there.
Yeah, we'll get back to it and answer questions and stuff in a little bit.
Yeah, and again, if you have questions or whatever, you really want me to pay attention to something, put it in all caps because I can kind of see that out of the corner of my eye. Mm-hmm. The second thing that worked out really well for us was the vicinity of our electrical panel, and thankfully we only had one. There's a lot of RVs that have two electrical panels. Was right next to and had a hole already to it to one of the basement compartments where we put our inverter, right? The other thing that worked out for us was where the refrigerator vents at the roof. It was a clear shot all the way down and back behind the cabinets into the hole where the inverter was.
Yeah, so it all kind of
and the solar controller, right? So everything literally just came together. Yeah. If you saw what Paul had to go through, like, oh my God, that was insane. Like everything, all the power shit that he had to run back and forth along the main part of the chassis in the middle. Like I literally had to unplug a wire from the back, push it down through the thing, plug it into the inverter, and then just run another cable back up to the power panel.
Yeah.
It was literally that easy. So mine was super simple. We really lucked out. Where our composting toilet is, plenty of room on both sides, no problem, especially for the spin handle. I got lucky because part of the cabinet comes out and I could route the air vent down like into where the sewer area is.
There's this magazine rack that just pulls right out.
Well, it's 2 screws, pulls right out, and I could cut a little hole in the side and I was able to run the tube. Like, we really lucked out in this RV. Yeah. If anybody wants to know, it's a 2003 Winnebago Adventurer. Like, just literally the best setup for a lot of these upgrades.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
So beyond the upgrades, it's got a lot of other things going for it.
The holes in the couch, like right over there that you guys can see right here. We haven't patched. You'll see the luxury packing right here.
Yeah. Okay. This couch is not one of the things, or the decor are not things that are positives, but
like these blinds, definitely not a positive.
Go back and watch that video.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I was just gonna say that it seems like a lot of the new RVs are going all electric.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be kind of rough for boondocking. You're gonna have to have more battery, more solar, just to keep all of that running. Our refrigerator works off of propane or electric. So, if we've got a really good Sunday where, our batteries are full at 10 a.m., then sure, we could just switch that over to electric and, get the free power and not use up our propane. But if it's a cloudy day or whatever it is, we can just continue to run it off of propane and not drain our batteries.
Right. Along the same lines of that is our water heater. Unfortunately, the electric doesn't work right now, so I've got to pull it all out. But it's electric and propane, so pretty much no. And okay, so yeah, water and electric on the water heater, so we can get hot water whichever way we need if we can use propane or heat or electric. Like I said, the electric's broken. Another plus that was already on the RV was the T-valve on the propane, which if you run out of propane in the big tank, say you're boondocking for quite a while and there's not a lot of propane, it allows you to basically tee in an outside propane tank, like one of the ones that you just get from like Walmart or wherever, gas stations, that's refillable, and that way you don't have to drive your RV to where there's propane. You can just kind of hook up one of those tanks in a pinch.
That said, we've been out for 30 plus days and never even come close to.
No, we did have to get to propane.
Did we drain the propane?
Mm-hmm. When we were in Boulder, or not in Boulder.
Well, we did in Boulder, but that wasn't dry camping.
Yeah,
that was for another reason.
Yeah.
But
actually, yeah, that one was where the dude didn't shut the valve all the way, and it was just leaking out.
Yeah. So I think that's not we've not really had to do that.
Yeah, but it's there. Oh, that's the good thing.
And speaking of dual systems, we also have a propane heater in addition to
like a little buddy.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the.
Oh yeah, so our heat pump.
Yeah.
Our basement AC is also a heater, and it works off electric.
Yeah.
But we also have a propane heater.
Yeah.
There's a lot of redundant systems like this RV. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It definitely has hooked us up over the years. So Mark Fitzroy says we suck, especially because the electrical he had to go through. Man, I went through it with Paul when he was doing his. It sucks. I'm sorry. We literally lucked out on all of the systems that are in the RV. So I don't take it for granted. We just got lucky. We definitely could have bought a different RV and it wouldn't have had all the cool stuff. Lou is asking, did you ever consider buying a Smart Start for your air conditioner? Did we ever consider? Yes, we did, and we bought it.
It's still in the box.
It's still in the box. So yeah.
We just try not to be places where it's an issue.
Yeah. So here's the problem with the Smart Start. We have plenty of lithium, and we have no problem starting the AC on our system. With our inverter. We're okay. We have no problems with that. It's the consistent running of 25 amps, right? That's the issue. We don't get where we can run just one roof AC unit that pulls 10 or 15. Yeah. We would be way better off. The problem is just constantly pulling 25 because it is a one unit. Yeah. That's the issue. So the Smart Start, it's it'll work. The idea is it's just capacitors that take the burden off that big hit in the very beginning. It wouldn't help us that much.
Yeah.
So
and then the last two things that this RV came with, a good generator.
Oh yeah, generator hasn't let us down yet.
Yep.
And here's the thing: in the beginning, we always talk about all of our solar and everything. When we first started, we ran the generator.
It was a year before we installed the solar because we were on the East Coast.
Yep. Yeah.
There's no there's.
I also say we're in a lot of campgrounds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That too.
And then the last thing is our water tank capacity. So what do we have? 80 gallons of fresh?
We got two tanks and they're hooked up together. I don't know how much. I think 80. So.
Yeah.
It depends on if we're tilting when we filled up
right.
or not. As to if we have the full 80 gallons or not.
And then our gray tank is
the size of our gray and our black now.
Yeah, so. Ish. Yeah, because it's not that plus that. It's slightly less, isn't it?
No, we can use both.
Okay.
Yeah, because we basically put in a valve in between where it comes out, so we can open up the two and level the two tanks. Mm-hmm. So I have to run outside and put some donuts. Taylor said he has to put some donuts in the smoker. I know what that means, dude.
Sounds kind of dirty, though.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say. Will it work if I take it out of the box? So, yeah, I think Paul has one too, but he hasn't installed his either.
Don't you have another thing that you haven't installed?
Yeah, it has to do with the alternator.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And pushing power to the batteries. Supposedly you're supposed to put something in the middle there so that it doesn't
regulates it. It's kind of like a pressure regulator, but
it's almost like a governor. It just basically says no, only this amount of amps can come through it. That way you don't mess up the alternator. It hasn't happened to us yet. So there was one other thing I wanted to talk about there. Oh, when we talk, are we going to talk more about water, or can I say something?
Yeah, no.
So another thing that we bought to help us extend into boondocking area are these 5 gallon, army canisters. I don't even know what the hell you call them. Water jugs, jerry cans, yeah. That are used for water. They're plastic. They sit in the Mini. And we can go into any store, fill them up with the purified water, and then we have
the jerk-off hose.
Laura calls the jerk-off hose, which is just basically like
Taylor introduced us to.
Yeah, it's like a copper ball siphon or glass ball siphon, and basically you just gotta like that and get the water to go in our gravity fill tank. Yeah. So that's another one.
It's a lot easier than trying to
lift 5 gallons of water over your head, especially for as slow as it comes out. So. Another thing, a gravity fill tank. I didn't even think about that. I know a lot of people that don't have them. And you've got to pressurize the water to fill your tank. So thankfully we have a gravity fill for our water. So that could be another thing that people want to look for in the RV.
Now, are all of those things 100% necessary?
I didn't even know how to use a damn gravity fill tank for the first year and a half of the RV. I didn't even know.
It just never came up.
Actually, you want to know when it came up? When we were all in Sharon Island.
Oh,
and there was the water that they had the boil advisory.
Oh yeah, so they just like left us giant things of bottled water, basically.
And Paul was going to, sanitize his tanks just in case because of the water, because we had put some of it in our RV, which the bleach ended up splashing back into my eyes. And the only thing he could do was sit there and laugh at me while bleach was in my eyes. So I appreciate that one. That just brought back memories. So
now he's going to have a sad
flashback. I'm not going to be able to sleep. Mm-hmm. All right, let's keep going.
Yes.
What else we got?
So, what do we wish we had done before we did it? Or, wow. What do we wish we had done sooner or at all? Like, are there things that we wish we'd done for boondocking that we haven't yet? And were there things that we wish we'd done sooner?
A couple of things I wish we did sooner. Mm-hmm. Take out that stupid recliner that's behind where you guys are.
We should have left that in North Carolina before we drove the RV off.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a pain in the ass that thing was. It just took up so much room, and you couldn't put anything over there.
Plus, it was like, whoa!
Oh yeah, when you it didn't have like any stiffness, so you felt like you were gonna fall down the stairs every time you leaned back, like out the door.
It was dumb.
So that was a pain in the ass. Yeah. I kind of wish we had a composting toilet in the beginning.
Yeah.
That is.
Then you wouldn't have the corn story.
Yeah, that's true. Wouldn't have the famous black tank story. Yeah. But I wish we would have had the composting toilet, kind of like, Paul and Lorena had. Yeah. They did that in the Home Depot parking lot. I wish I would have done that.
Yeah. We knew we were going to get one. It was like the solar. We were like, oh, we'll just wait until we're done with campgrounds on the East Coast, and then we'll. Yeah. But it would have been nice to have her.
But it was also still in that, first year romance with the RV, and like, do we still want to keep doing this? Do we really love it? Time that, we were traveling. Yeah, I wish we would have had that in the beginning. Obviously, the solars made it a lot easier, but again, in the first year, it's all campgrounds on the East Coast, really. There's not a lot of boondocking at all. Like, we did some when we were in the Everglades, but, like, the generator worked just fine. Like, all the stuff worked fine. We didn't have to have it.
I will say this year, though, because, I don't know, everybody was in Florida this year for some reason, and it was hard to get in campgrounds.
I think it had to do with the RV thing. What
Oh, yeah.
RV thing, too. Tickets on sale. Special link after the live.
So we ended up we dry camped at a campground, a county park, for like 30 days.
Where was that?
Phipps.
Oh yeah, we did. That's right.
Yeah. So, I I didn't expect to be doing that much dry camping in Florida, but we did, and it worked out.
Yeah, and Phipps Campground was awesome.
Yeah,
right there on the St. Lucie Walk.
Got to see boats go by.
So we'll stop real quick.
Yeah, let's take some questions.
Steve and Lisa. Obviously, they don't know how their cap slot works, but that's cool.
You only said that once. I mean, you got to remind people.
Yeah.
People come and go.
Do the composting toilets fit in the same amount of space? I'll say no. They're not necessarily, because they have the handle on the side that kind of sticks out. Mm-hmm. I mean, you do have like the pedal. I guess it depends on the toilet, really.
Yeah, so...
Because some people have like the real nice like oval-shaped toilets, and then you have what I call the bullshit toilets.
Yeah, which are these weird round ones.
Stupid round. It's like a Home Depot bucket round. Like, that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with that, but that's a terrible design.
Yeah, doesn't that come from marine toilets?
I don't know, but they're terrible.
Because a lot of the marine toilets look like that.
Yeah.
Not that we've been looking at boats or anything. Shh. But we're not here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some RV toilets are on that pedestal thing, like they're on that little box, which if you can't get rid of that somehow, then your composting toilet's going to be really high
on top of that, right? And the composting toilets are usually higher than the normal toilets. I definitely noticed that.
I'm going to say that knowing their RV, the size of their RV, it probably will fit in there just fine.
Yeah.
It's more of a concern if you're trying to replace it in, like you can't really use one in a wet bath, right?
Yeah. No, you can. No, yep.
Okay.
There's definitely people who use it.
Okay. Well, I guess if the lid's shut, then the water's not going to get in there.
Yeah.
So.
And if it does, it's going to drain into the pee tank.
Maybe.
Yeah. I might do like a little extra seal around the toilet.
Yeah, I think that's what you'd have to do.
I think the other thing you'd have to watch out for is the moisture in the area, like because it's constantly pushing air through the toilet through the compost, so it may just make it more wet, which is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
when it gets wet.
Yep.
I don't know if Steve and Lisa were trying to say point up or they were giving me the finger. One of the two.
It doesn't look like a middle finger.
It's not. It definitely does that, but like, I wouldn't put it past them. They're those kind of people.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Let's see, John. Are we still in Georgia or moving south? We're hanging out in Georgia.
Yeah. No, we're not going to go where it's hotter.
And we're not moving anytime soon. So
we're sheltering in place.
Yep, just like they tell us to. Mm-hmm. So what were we talking about? We were talking about the composting toilet and the size and the area that it's in.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the dimensions off the website, and there are like several different, like just because 10 of us have the nature's head doesn't mean that any of them are any better or worse.
The airhead.
The airhead. There's another one that's like an incinerator toilet. You hook up like propane to the damn thing. There's all kinds of stuff. So I would just get the measurements from them and just kind of see if it fits. If that's something you're interested in. Yeah. Again, we made it 1.5 years and didn't even have the thing. So it wasn't terrible. Mm-hmm. It just allows us to boondock longer than everybody else.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Hey, Scott and Robin. Let's see here. Are composting toilets light enough you could easily move it and store it till needed?
Yeah. Ours isn't even attached to the ground.
When it's full,
no,
it's heavy.
Yeah.
Right?
But you can pull the pee bucket out separate.
Yeah. Well, I normally do. Yeah. So if it's clean, you've emptied it out and all that, definitely. Yeah. I think maybe like 20 pounds. Yeah. Somewhere around there. I mean, it's just awkward.
Yeah.
The way
because it's bulky.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, burning shit. What could possibly go wrong? I don't even know what's going on there.
Literally burning shit, I think is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I get it. With the incinerating toilet. Woo! Yeah, it looks great in theory, but I don't know about just constant open flame in my RV. And yeah, the hot stench of that going out the top, like you're not going to have neighbors. Like if you don't want neighbors, it's probably a great thing to
I'm
have.
sure if somebody has one, weigh in and let us know how that is. We have zero experience with it, so we have no idea.
You could have a cool license plate, BRNTRD. Or TRDS. You could use all of them. That'd be awesome. So George and Melissa, not a chance on the composting toilets aren't for everybody.
No, and you know what? Don't get one. It's okay.
Exactly. Yep. Poop in regular toilets. Yeah. Like whatever. It is what it is. Like we said, we do it because it allows us to stay out in nature a little bit longer, or in whatever dry camping, because it's a pain in the ass to get everything in the RV to where you can move it. You know, putting everything away, rolling up carpets, putting computers and junk away. It's just, it's not fun. So, can you use a composting toilet for part-time RV? Yeah, man. You just have to clean it out, right? You don't want your compost just sitting there. We had some friends of ours. He's on here, Taylor. When they were out of town, you do want to turn it at least once every couple days. Yeah. So,
Kevin did the shit turning.
Yep, turd turn. So you have to do stuff like that. You just don't want to leave it there for an extended period of time. Yeah. I don't think I have anything more to say about that. They're a bit of work when it comes to emptying the main tank, but we think it's well worth it. Paul and Lorena, I don't know. I'm going to guess that's Paul because he's the one that cleans it. It's not easy. And when I have to do it, it's a pain in the ass. And for us, it's probably like once every 2 or 3 weeks, depending on where we're at. I would gladly take that job right there than dealing with dumping dealing with a black tank. Literally 100%. Because I can level my gray tanks, and it gives me that much more space.
Well, one thing to think about with that point is that if you have limited mobility, then it might not be for you.
Very true. Yeah, you may just want to keep with the regular toilet. Yeah. And like we said, it's not. You don't have to. You don't have to do whatever. They're asking what we're drinking. We both have tea.
Yeah, I have a green tea. Kevin's got a turmeric ginger.
Yep. You have a green tea. Moving the bark, we can go 11 to 14 days without dumping. That's pretty good.
I think they have massive tanks too, though.
Yeah. Do you have like a 75-foot RV and it's got like 700-gallon black tank? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that George's RV is bigger than my house was. So.
The square foot wise, definitely. Yeah. I guess that's all we'll say. Enough dude stuff.
Well, so this is a good.
We'll probably talk.
This is a good segue into
eating. No, I'm just kidding.
No. No, I was gonna say. So, what do you need for boondocking? That's going to be different for everybody.
Yep.
It just really depends on your lifestyle and your expectations, your situation, how much power you're going to need. But a few things I had to think about were like, are you retired or are you working? Because if you're going to be like working and on a computer all day, then you might have greater power needs than, if you're retired and you're just going to turn on the TV for a couple hours in the evening to watch TV.
Yeah, definitely power needs. That was like one of our big ones because we both still work full time. So it was power and internet. Those are our two like huge requirements for us to be able to do what we're doing. So those are the two things that we invested in. Like the generator worked, but so one of the things with our generator is like, and a lot of people experience this, like you want to leave your windows open, but you also want to run the generator. And those two things don't necessarily go together because it's just going to smell like exhausting your RV.
Yeah.
Especially if the wind's blowing, right?
Yeah, even with the Genturi.
Even with the Genturi, it's not perfect. Yeah. So us having kind of like that clean type energy with the solar, definitely like huge improvement for us. And not to say that we haven't had to use the generator, even with the solar.
Oh, yeah.
There's days where we still have to use it.
Yeah, if it rains days on end, in the winter time, there's just not as much peak sun.
Yeah, and if I want to run the AC, I'll run the generator.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take the hit on the batteries, really, in the end. I'm trying to think of like what other people's needs are.
Well, so we ran into this at the RV thing. There was somebody that had a CPAP machine.
Yep.
So they'd signed up for dry camping, but they were going to need to run their generator to power the machine all night. And if that's like if you have equipment like that, then you need to think about, if you don't want to run a generator, you got to think about your battery capacity.
Will it get you through, right? Yeah. And that is a fine art of getting your battery capacity right.
But
I guessed.
Well, yeah, the way we did it is Kevin way overbuilt the system.
Yeah.
Basically.
I had the money at the time, so I overbuilt it.
Yeah.
Now I'll probably regret it during these coming months when everything's tanking, and I wish I had the cash on hand, but it is what it is. We can't. Some people are they're going back to the black tank, and they're talking about having the blue boy. Like, I've seen people tote those things around, and half of it ends up on the ground before they even get to the dump station. No way. I literally would rather just deal with 2 pee buckets that I can walk with and control and not splash it everywhere. And dry, like your compost, it's like a dry material. Like, it's not wet and it's not going to get everywhere.
Also, like, it's one thing to drag one of those around the campground on,
whatever road,
a quarter of a mile to the dump station. But it's another thing to drag it 3 miles down a rutted BLM fire road situation. Oh,
and then still have to get to a dump station.
Yeah, somewhere. You can't take that on a highway or something.
That would be awesome.
It's like flying straight out back behind.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That is like, I love that idea already.
You could see it like splashing out and car behind and it's getting like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Is that corn?
Yeah. How's corn coming out of that car? What do they got? So yeah, a blue boy just wouldn't do it for us. Yeah, George has got big ass tanks, man. Yeah. He's got a big beaver. Yeah, George is saying his problem is power for the fridge. I mean, when you have just an all-electric fridge, it's tough. Yeah. There were some people, don't quote me on this, because this is all hearsay from what I've heard, but like a lot of residential fridge, a big part of the power pole is there's a copper dead short wire that runs around the seal of the refrigerator to keep it from frosting over. And some people have just cut the wire to that so that it's not pulling the electricity, and they said they saw a decrease in electricity. I don't know, man. I've never done that before. I don't know what ill effects that's going to have. Like,
we do not recommend this necessarily.
Exactly. I see the frost that builds up in our freezer. Like, I don't need that coming around the outside of the RV or on the outside of the refrigerator and then dripping water on the floor. Like, I don't need it. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad that we have the dual fridge. Yeah. What I'm sad about is the amount of space. Like, there's definitely RVs that have the electric propane fridges that are huge, man. The new Newmar Baystar.
Oh, it has a double.
Dude, this thing, it's like, it's a dual propane electric fridge. Mm-hmm. It's huge. Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. So, but we don't have that.
No, we do not. We make do with what we got.
But you do have Blue Boy experience.
I do. Yes.
You and Lorena.
Yes.
You had to do that. So, I left Laura in a really bad situation when we were at, it's not Soldier Boy. Minuteman. Boston Minuteman. When we saw John Sinesi.
Yes.
And the dump station was on like a...
But it was tilted the wrong way.
Yeah, it was tilted the opposite way, so everything stayed into the tanks. So, unfortunately, Laura and Lorena had to borrow a Blue Boy from the campground or from some innocent bystander.
No, it was the
campground.
The campground had one. Yeah.
Okay.
That is one nice thing about private campgrounds is they will often have things like that you can borrow.
Yeah. So I totally forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up, Paul. That was awesome.
Yes.
Again, I keep saying Paul because I guess he's saying when Lorena and Laura.
And it wasn't even the black tank that was full in that case. It was the gray.
The gray. Yeah. Gray's just as stinky.
Yeah. Well, it's rotting food, basically. Yeah. So.
Good times.
Yep.
I'm going to beef up my Blue Boy to handle 30 miles an hour. You need to put off-road tires on it. That's freaking awesome. That would be so cool. Like those, the off-road, like pop-up camper things that we keep seeing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like at Overland Expo, they have like, these things will definitely take a hurting. Like, but to turn that into a Blue Boy, that would be pretty awesome. But I just feel like that's just so much to carry. Like, I just don't need it. So we solved that problem with that. Lorena says you guys do eat a ton of corn. She's the best at eating corn, though, right? I'm still waiting on that video. All right. What do we got? What were we supposed to just talk about?
No, we were just talking about that. Like, just specifically, like what.
What do we wish we would have done?
Well, no, we're past that. Like, we're talking about like what do you need? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Like what we need, what you need is going to be completely different.
Yep.
So, like at Phipps, we were parked next to this Class C, and that guy ran his generator about an hour and a half every night, and that was it.
Yep.
So, you know, whatever.
It was him and his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely shirtless, and he had like some Tom Selleck, you know, shorts on. I thought she was topless at one point. I don't even know, man. That was some craziness. It was awesome.
All I remember is the dog. But
oh, that Class C. I was thinking about the other spot. I know which one you're talking about. Oh, the guy when we rolled up, we pull up because a Class A had just left.
Yeah.
Like one of the you know, Georgia Melissa type RVs. They were pulled up, and the guy gets out and like I'm doing something on the other side of the RV. Oh, I'm filling up water. Yeah. And he comes up. He goes, "You're not one of those people that run generator 24/7, are you?" We really should have responded back. You're not the guy who has the yippy dog all the time, right? So that was fun. But anyway.
Yeah, apparently the guy that was there before was running it all night. So,
yeah.
I'm like, nope, we have solar.
We're good.
Yep.
So John Sinesi, did we ever consider a washer and dryer to take up the space versus a closet? So our closet's on the slide, so to deal with water, that wouldn't work for us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
it
never crossed my mind to have a washer dryer.
See, I don't even know how much water and electricity that those things use, or propane. So I'm literally not the source to talk about this.
I'm not even worried about that part of it. To me, I don't want to be basically doing laundry every day because the units that go in here are usually the combo units, and you can do, you know, very tiny loads at a time. I'd rather just go to laundromat, get it done in, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, or even better, like when we got here, take it, drop it off, come back later in the day and pick it up.
$1 a pound, wash and fold, boy. That is the jam.
Yeah. Man,
we love that. So Paul responds and he goes, well, if you don't have closet spacing, you don't have clothes to wash. It's pretty awesome. I thought that was funny. So George said that they have one and it uses a lot of water. so they don't even use it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it just really was on the front of our mind because there's typically a laundromat in every town.
Yeah.
Or we just hit up some poor saps. They're like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm like, we'll bring laundry over if that's cool. we really don't do that at all, ever.
No. We did take
We did it to my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only because every time we talked, not like when I was a kid.
No, we're RVers.
We wear the same clothes a lot. I think these pants are going on a week and a half.
They'll probably stand up on their own now.
I wouldn't doubt it. All right, what else we got?
So we kind of talked about. I was going to say some stuff about like kitchen boondocking essentials. For cooking.
I'm going to go to outsiders' point of view here.
Yeah.
Instant Pot. 100%. Especially with that layered thing that you have in there.
Yeah. Although, because we have the power to use it, like, it's not a consideration. Like, I don't have to worry about power draw on that. If you were conserving, like if you were really conserving, then maybe you wouldn't want to use that electricity. Although, here's the thing about the Instant Pot. It does take some power to heat it up to pressure, but once it's at pressure, it just sips power to keep it there. So it's pretty efficient, I think.
The stuff that comes out of it tastes delicious. I mean,
I use it all the time, like all the time.
Well, it allows you, from a boondocking standpoint, allows you to keep a bunch of drier goods that you can just pressure cook.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
So that to me has been like one of the, I won't call it game changer because it's not. It's a pressure cooker, really.
Right.
But it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't.
I never know when to take the lid off, so I don't touch it really, unless I really don't touch it.
Yeah, it's all.
I'm afraid. Even when Laura's like, "No, just hit the thing," I'm like, No way. I don't need it exploding on me. I'm afraid.
Yeah. So the other thing about like cooking for boondocking, I know a lot of people are just like, oh, they have a grill. Well, we actually got rid of our grill because it was.
Well, it was where all the inverter.
Yeah, it was
where
big,
the inverter
is. Took up a lot of room.
Yep. Dude, I kind of wish I had one. After Taylor's smoker, that thing is badass. What is it, Taylor? Post it in the comments.
He has a Traeger.
The Traeger. That's it.
Yeah. Dude,
that thing is the jam. So if I do get anything, it's going to be a Traeger.
Yeah. But we don't have anywhere to put it, so.
Oh, I'll find a spot. Don't you worry about that. I'll get rid of that kettlebell. I've actually been doing my kettlebells lately.
Yep. Yes.
Not my Kegels, my kettlebells. One thing that I thought about earlier when we're talking about water, because I keep seeing people talk back and forth, is clean water, right? Mm-hmm. We never bought a Berkey. I know people that got their Berkey, they love it, and I love Berkey water just like the next person. Yeah. I also like the water filter that Taylor and Beth have. Mm-hmm. Before they changed the filter, it was really good.
Had kind of a
coconut taste to it. Yeah. Some insider baseball right there. But our RV came with a water filter, separate water filter tap, water filter under the sink. So we've never bought anything else just because we have the filtration there.
Now, our water is filtered twice for drinking. So we filter it coming into the RV.
With just a general, one of those blue filters that you see.
And then we also have another filter under the sink for the drinking water that we drink. And that's fine for us. Yeah. So, but if we didn't have that, then we'd be all over getting a Berkey. Yeah.
Kevin Klein said he thought we were on a boat. Not yet. Yeah, we gotta get in sync though. We're on a boat, man. John says a Blackstone grill. Never heard about that. I have to look that one up.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing I was going to say about cooking while boondocking is So I don't want to heat. Usually we're somewhere warmish, and I don't usually want to run the oven. So I don't usually do that. I rarely run the oven, honestly.
Which means less pizzas for Kevin.
Yeah, true. But you got a pizza this week.
I did get pizza this week. It's awesome.
But it is nice having I have a induction plate in addition to the propane stovetop. So if you're somewhere and you're not really using much of your propane in your big tank, and for some reason electricity is at a premium, then use the propane on the stove. And then if you have plenty of electricity, which we usually do, then I just use the induction plate or the Instant Pot or the microwave, all those things. So it's nice to have options to go back and forth depending on what your situation is.
Yeah. What? Sorry, there's some fun chatter with Kevin Klein right now. Because they're 35 days from going full time or from retiring. So that was awesome. Because Paul asked how many days, and then he was like, 35. Are you not counting like we are? Pretty good. That was funny.
That's awesome.
So in 1957, pressure cooker.
One of the
stovetop. Yeah, I guess.
See, I used to have stovetop pressure cookers, but it's just so hard to keep.
We had a big one at the bakery.
Oh yeah. But it's so hard to keep the.
Mark's at 98 days. What's up?
The pressure even. It's the Instant Pot. Just I don't know. Electric pressure cookers are the shit.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about any of that. It has safeguards built in. It's not going to explode on you. It's.
Was there anything else in the kitchen that you outside of? I know having the dual refrigerator is good.
I think that's about it.
Non-stick pans. You can't find a good one.
Yeah. If I ever find one that's not Teflon that lasts a long time, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
We'll see. This one's doing pretty well.
It's the cheapest one too that we found.
I literally just bought it though, in December. So.
TVP, that's another good one. Good thing to have.
Yes.
But we're soy curls, right up there.
So.
George, negative 600 days. Woohoo. Amazing.
By the way, I know we were talking about our solar setup earlier. I do have a link in the description box we have a playlist.
We have solar videos that somebody else doesn't have.
With Kevin doing some videos about our solar setup and some tours of our components and all that.
It's tours. It's not the actual install.
No. He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
That won't happen. But at least you can see kind of what it is and where it is.
Karen's changing over her pans to ceramic.
Yeah, that's my pan is the last two
have been ceramic.
Ceramic, yeah. But the green pan started sticking after about 6 or 8 months. I don't know what brand this one is. We bought it at Publix, but it's been working for 3 or 4 months now. So
yeah, cool.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is I know a lot of people are thinking, oh well, the thing to do right now is to run for hills, get all and head to a small town or BLM land to just wait it out. And I know that sounds appealing. It sounds very appealing to me, honestly. But there's a few reasons why that might not be a good idea. And I don't know. I thought we should all talk about that a little bit. I think it was an article from Campendium that brought it up. I hadn't like put a whole lot of thought into it before I read that. And you have a lot of people doing this. And I know that a lot of full-timers don't have a home base. We don't have a home base. But when you head into an area and you know how the stores are getting just overwhelmed, even in some metropolitan areas, you can imagine what it's like in a small town where that's all they have. And their regular buying is for their population, not for, hordes of city dwellers that are taking out their weekend camper or whatever, trying to escape the virus. So, I mean, I don't know.
Like I feel like that. I kind of equate it to like Quartzsite, right? Everybody bombards Quartzsite, and when they do that, the grocery stores can't keep up, whatever. And imagine a time where people are freaking out and wanting to buy everything. What does that do to the locals that really depend on that store for stuff? Like that really kind of screws everybody.
And they can't go anywhere because they live there. So that's just something to think about. A lot of these areas, their medical infrastructure is minimal.
Yep.
So, you don't want to overwhelm that. And you don't want to like be moving around a bunch and, unwittingly carrying the virus somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's just better to stay put, I think. People might have some other ideas about that. I don't know. What? Taylor
just saying that the locals there are a-holes anyway.
Oh,
like, they're pissed because everybody's there. They just want your money and want you to leave.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like if I went to go live out in the country and all of a sudden people started bombarding me, or like we go out to a cool boondocking spot and all of a sudden everybody's parking on top of us. I mean,
yep.
The locals get pissed, right? And they're going to act like a-holes. Like, I stare at people from the dining room window. It's like you're parked too close to me. It's like, you think the medical infrastructure is terrible. I mean, in the size of Atlanta, are seeing that like all of our ICUs are taken up, like literally. So anyway, it's a bad time, and it's a worse time for you to go and make it worse. So,
yeah.
If you don't have to, I wouldn't.
Right. Oh, and then one more point as far as moving around is that so restrictions, like there's no one guideline that's being handed down really. So cities and towns and counties and states all have different guidelines and restrictions on movement and what you're supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing, and trying to keep up with all that and abiding by it while traveling is going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
An example is just like right here in Georgia, the governor here handed down, some guidelines, but then City of Atlanta has some stricter guidelines. So,
and then you talk about the City of Atlanta, but now Gwinnett County that borders parts of it has a different guideline. And then other parts of Fulton, it's the county that Atlanta sits within, has a different guideline. Yeah. So, like, it'll get really confusing. And then you also have, like, a lot of the localism type stuff that's happening right now, where it's like, look, if you're not a local, like, we only have enough for our people here. And you see, like, I think it's in Marfa now, where they're telling you, it's like, no, we only are dealing with our people that live here because we don't have enough for everybody. And so they're big, and I get it. The RVers are like, but I'm giving you money. Yeah. It's not always about that.
Yeah, it's not always about money.
Yeah. I mean, it's about community. It's about family. So, I mean, everybody can go get uptight with whatever they want to, but it's going to happen. Yeah. I don't think anybody that's alive has been through a pandemic. Like the last big pandemic that we had was what?
Yeah.
The Black Plague? No shit. That was way long
The Spanish
ago.
flu, maybe.
Spanish flu.
Was that
yeah.
1918?
Yeah. So I don't think any of y'all's asses were alive then. So. Let's see what some people have to say.
Yeah, let's get some questions.
Kevin Klein, I need to get to South Dakota and get that mailing address next to the vegan RV so we can be neighbors. Man, you can do that online. You don't even need to get up there.
You don't even have to go.
Yeah, just hit up America's Mailbox.
You have to go, but you don't have to go right now.
Yeah. It's all good. Dude, we weren't even there for the first 2...
It's like a year and a half, I think.
A year and a half till we got there. So you're all good, man. How long before they shut down the interstates? Insert conspiracy theory here. Right? It's, yeah. You're funny, Mark. Let's see. Our shelter in place starts tonight. This is Steve and Lisa. And goes for 2 weeks, but that's the 2 local counties in Orlando. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard for RVers to get up-to-date info. Like, we think it's hard, but then we have friends that live in boats, and marinas are taking it upon themselves to pretty much to do whatever the hell they want. Like, that is all over the place. I'm pretty sure it's that with campgrounds right now. Yeah. Like, some people are kicking some people out, and some people aren't. So it's like, it's just such a weird time. So trying to move right now is just, I feel like, not a great idea. If you don't have
to. Like, if you don't have to move, don't.
Yeah. John Chalker, what's up, my man? Let's see here. Also, all the small towns in Central Florida seem to be business as usual, except bars and restaurants. I would say here in Georgia, I think that City of Atlanta has closed everything that's not essential is basically what they said, which is restaurants.
Yeah, but they're allowed to do takeout and delivery.
Right. Laundromats are considered essential, which is awesome. Grocery stores. But a lot of the 24-hour grocery stores have like slimmed down. They're like, 7 to 8 p.m. or even 9 to 6 p.m. now. Yeah. So they've definitely cut back the hours so that they can disinfect the store. I mean, part of it is they got to clean. They have to have time to restock. Like, they don't need people looming over the people that are trying to restock the shelf to pull something out of their hand, right? Yeah. You guys are crazy with the toilet paper and beans and shit like that. It's like,
oh, now you want the beans.
I'll tell you what, the one good thing about being vegan in this time is typically like a lot of the frozen fake meats and like the food that we'll eat, it's usually pretty stocked there. Yeah. So, but
they're taking all the frozen veggies. Yeah. But there's plenty of fresh. So I just keep, I just buy fresh, and I'm keeping my frozen stock for, when it's really
a special occasion would have been really good, right?
for frozen spinach.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey Don, it's good to see you too. Let's see here.
So, any questions about boondocking that you guys have?
I think most of these people are freaking boondockers already.
So we're just basically having a social gathering.
Yeah. What about, who wants to do that boondockers caravan that Paul and Lorena are putting on? The RVing boondocker thing. Isn't that what it's called?
You are going to get in so much trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul had it right. Yeah, everywhere is having a major breakout because they're just getting the testing. I mean, I'd say I don't even want to talk about the shit. Yeah. I've literally heard so much about it. It's I just got to turn it off.
Yeah, I have coronavirus overload. So that's why I like talking about boondocking, because it's like talking about it without talking about it, kind of talking around it and talking about some solutions for people instead of,
Yeah. I know people always talk about the apps, but I mean, we could also, obviously Campendium usually has really good. That one's okay. What's the one with the brown iOverlander.
Yeah.
That's been a pretty good one. The only thing is, like, there's a lot of van lifers out there, so you got to be cognizant of their mindset.
Yeah.
And know that some of these places are off the beaten path, or you're not going to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's one thing to park a van, and it's another thing to park a 35-foot RV.
So Paul says, let's talk about RV shit. I like it.
What kind of RV shit? We already talked about shit.
What do you call boondocking in a boat? Anchoring.
Anchoring. Yeah. Anchoring out.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That was delicious.
Hey.
Don't know.
RV stuff. I don't know. Haven't we been talking about RV stuff?
You want to know something? Here's another thing I didn't think about.
What?
LED lights. We replaced all the lights with LEDs.
Yeah, they even draw less power.
Even the long fluorescent tubes. Mm-hmm. They make RV or LED versions of those. Definitely saves you quite a lot on electricity. You get to pick the color of the light that you like.
Which company is M4 something?
M4 LED. They actually have a really good site where they help you with the whole exchange of a regular incandescent light bulb, what its equivalent is in the LED space. So RV journeys. All right, Deb and Randy, what are your favorite boondocking spots you've been to and why? Some of them we won't tell you about.
Yeah, every time
we'll tell you offline on some of them. One of them that's closed right now that you can't get to is in Healy, Alaska.
Oh, Otto Lake.
Otto Lake.
We
OTTO.
stayed there with Tom and Faye.
Tom and Faye, what's up? I think Paul and Lorena maybe stayed there, or maybe they stayed on the highway side of it. Little sketchy getting into, but good God, what a view. So ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. We didn't take the one spot that's where we saw the mountain goats. The big lake, like Mirror Lake or something like that.
I forget the name of that lake, but yeah, I know what you're talking
It's not Mirror Lake, because Mirror Lake is inside
It's on the Alaska Highway.
Yeah. That one's good.
I'm going to go ahead and say the outside of in South Dakota.
Right outside the
Badlands.
Yeah, right outside the Badlands.
Now it's super windy, and it'll feel like you're going to be blown over the cliff, but...
Paul, I'll send everybody my affiliate link for the LEDs. You sound like me.
Some other good ones.
That was a good one. Our pseudo spot right now. Can't tell you where it's at.
How about the when we just pulled into that little town in Mexico and parked on the square?
Wait, where was that?
That was it was right before Guerrero Negro, maybe?
Parked in the square.
Yeah, because there was the church, and we just parked alongside the square in the little town. We just stacked up.
Oh, yeah. We weren't going to make it all the way there, so we just pulled off in the road. And all of a sudden, the church bells start going off because it was Sunday morning. Like, people were walking by the RVs. It was so weird. Yeah.
Wasn't there like a donkey walking around?
No, I don't remember.
Anyway, it was...
That was a good one. Yeah.
That was pretty random.
And we were right next to a cell tower with literally the worst internet. It was so bad. Let's see here. Where's another one? One thing I'll say, just because there's boondocking or dry camping doesn't mean that it's going to be the cheapest place to stay. Where's the place in New Hampshire that we stayed?
New Hampshire.
Yeah. The outlets.
Oh, LL Bean.
LL Bean. We stayed there with Paul and Lorena. I think that's definitely the most expensive camping that I've ever done in my whole entire life. That was so expensive. And the worst layout. Because we all parked in a line and people didn't know when they were leaving.
Long,
they're like big bus lanes.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. The beach in Todos Santos. That was freaking awesome. Except for the lady when we pulled in. You guys are blocking my view.
It's like, well, give us a second to unhook the cars and we'll get out of your way. Sedona.
RV Journeys. Bass Pro Shop is at $250 a night. Yeah, like I said, like it's not the cheapest camping you're gonna do. Like it costs money. Like it has been cheaper to stay in Las Vegas at that freaking resort Oasis than it has been to stay in other places. Let's see. Oh, Saint Jesus de Maria. That was it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Super cool. I want to still think of some other places. Can't give up the secret ones though.
Well, when we stayed with Shannon and Tallulah.
Ooh, man, I tell you what, camping with some friends that you meet on the road, so Sweet Tea Travels.
With a view of Mount Hood. That was amazing.
That was awesome. And the cows across the street. Oreo!
Peanut butter.
Oreo and peanut butter. So freaking cute. They were baby cows. One was a black and white cow and the other one was a brown cow.
We got to go do the Fruit Loop and got all those delicious apples.
Which, who knew, right? I don't know. I've never tasted so many different apples in my life, and literally none of them tasted like the other one.
They must have had 50.
Oh, that's more than that. Varieties. More than that. It was insane. Yeah. It was so cool.
Yeah.
One of the Harvest Hosts, the Garlic Scapes place, that was really pretty on the farm in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Trying to think.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Anyway, so the Maritimes. I don't even know what the hell that is. Where's the Maritimes?
That's in eastern Canada. But where do we boondock up there? Oh, Shepherd's Farm.
We pseudo boondock.
Yeah, that doesn't count when he had
He gave us power. That doesn't count.
I'm trying to think. Did we didn't really. We stayed mostly in campgrounds up there, didn't we?
I don't know. My mind's shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Don Klein. You guys, just a newbie RV thing. I'm selling my van so close now, but it's heartbreaking. But I know the sacrifice will be worth it. Duh. Come on. Get rid of that stuff. Let's go. Let's get on the road and hang out. So John talking about the LED lights switching over from the bulbs in the cold that they break down faster than the bulb, than a regular bulb.
Well, we solved that problem by not being in cold places.
Like I get that. Yeah. That's always the funny remark, right? But
if you're gonna,
we know. I mean, there's car manufacturers that won't put LED in a lot of things in the northern cars because it does get too cold and they don't work right, or they won't melt the ice off because they don't heat up in the car, and so then they have to wire the thing to warm the headlights. Which is crazy. So there's a lot of things. Lithium doesn't work that well in super cold temperatures. So there's a lot of things that you do have to think about. Where you're camping does make a difference.
Yeah, right? Or where you're storing.
Yeah, very true. Let's see. Yeah, Joan. She said she tried boondocking at the RV thing, but one night at 100% humidity was all she could take.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, humidity is terrible. It's rough.
Yeah.
Like, I love Florida and all, and I love Atlanta, but do we keep journals on where we stay?
We have in our Google Calendar, we have every place we've stayed.
Yep. But you guys don't have access to that.
You do not. Laura's
been keeping a journal. She's been getting into bullet journaling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily just about our travels, but she
that's in there.
Yeah, she does about the places that we go. I don't get to read it. It's got private stuff. Probably just like, oh my God, Kevin's such a hunk today. Hunk of shit. Let's see. That's it. Ooh, Freeport, Maine. Where do we stay in Freeport?
That was LL
Oh,
Bean.
that was it. That was the LL Bean.
Yeah.
Yep. God, that was so expensive there. I can't stop thinking about it. That was rough. Anyway. I don't know. I can't think of anything else to talk about. No more questions. What did it say? 50 Shades of Paul. That's funny.
All right. Well, I think that's about it. I do have some links to Camp Indium's state-by-state campground closure list. I have that link, and then they also have one for Canada. Just if you're thinking about trying to get out and go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's good to know what is and isn't available. And I think, I don't know, after the video stops, or maybe you can put it in the comments on Facebook or whatever. We've already got a bunch of ideas from people because I asked before, but we'd like to keep doing these on Thursdays, just get together and chat about stuff. So if you have ideas.
Yeah, especially since we're all kind of like pent up in our RVs and not able to really go out and socialize. I mean, we just like getting on camera and talking to people. So, what else, man? Things that are coming up. Let's talk about it. We got Last Saturday Live with Paul and Lorena.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up.
When is that? Oh, wow. It's almost the end of the month.
Yeah, it's this Saturday. So I've heard there's some cool surprises that are going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the tickets are going to be released that night. The link to the RV thing too. Paul's going to hate me. That's not going to happen. But I do know that there's some surprises going to happen. So you guys should definitely tune into that. That special guest. I mean, that's crazy. And actually, Dawn has a question after this.
Okay.
Podcast, working on it, called GTF Outcast. With a buddy of mine, Taylor, working on that. Maybe a podcast with Paul, if we could ever get our shit together. What else? Oh,
I've been posting recipes. I've been trying to. So some are just on the website, and some I'm doing videos of. But
yeah.
I'm trying to like get together, like at least right now, get together things that are mostly pantry ingredients. Don't rely on a lot of fresh stuff, and hopefully those will be helpful to some people. And
can I make a suggestion to everybody? Laura just posted this freaking vegan meatball recipe. Go out and make these things like tomorrow, because you're not going to make them tonight. But they're so freaking good, man. And they don't have squat in them. What is it? Walnuts? Cashews?
Nope. Neither of those.
None of those things. So you can look forward to it.
TVP.
TVP's in it. There you go. So y'all can have that. All right. So real quick, Dawn. So she does have a question.
Yeah.
How do you guys organize little necessities? Here, hold on. Whoa, that one's full.
Why don't you just open up one of these and they can see?
All right, so we got these. This is from the Container Store.
Yeah, but if you're lucky, we couldn't find any at the dollar store, but if you're lucky, you can find them at the dollar store, the ones with the handles.
He told me not to describe food. Yeah, just like you. So she puts a little, oh yeah, shit, I forgot, it's that camera. So snacks, right?
That's the only one that's labeled.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So we just put these, they're literally pretty much like they're shorter than the depth of the actual cabinet, but it helps keep things organized. So we have one that's just for tea. Laura has ones that are just for certain things, and then we also do it for like I don't know if I want to open that. Yeah. So they're up here for electronics and stuff like that. We also use it there. So they're in every cabinet that we have outside of in the front, out outside of like where the dishes and glasses and the pots and pans and stuff. Too. Yeah.
Maybe.
But these have been freaking awesome because it's not like you have to root around the back of it. You just pull the whole thing out and you can see what's there rather than trying to reach behind it. So these things have been awesome. I know other people have other ones. I know Paul and Raina have like, I don't think they have a handle on them. They're just kind of like these bins. But definitely look at like getting some bin that can like slide in and out. So anyway. Hopefully that answers your question. Do you have...
And we got that idea from Freedom Theory.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see here. I don't have TVP. Could I chop up soy curls?
Yes.
Yes, you can. That was Gail asking that. Taylor had a run. Sorry, I meant for tiny things like pins. God, explain yourself up front. For tiny things.
Oh, actually, so I think this actually came from Walmart. Oh, again, I'm like trying to show it to the wrong thing. So I have a bunch of rubber bands that I keep.
But it's got a locking lid on it.
Yeah, so it's nice, and they had different sizes of this thing. I just keep this in the utensil drawer, but that might work for what you want.
And here's the thing. She's going to go, I didn't mean pins. I meant pens. I'm just kidding, Dawn.
Accidentally stop the lock.
Yeah. Let's see. George is asking where we're going when this is over. Don't know. It depends on how long.
Guess what? We didn't know where we were going after this before this happened.
Yeah, so exactly.
We still don't know.
So our original plan was to stay here until April, the end of April, and don't know when. So we'll see. John shared it on Adventure Nation's friend club. Thank you. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. And Gail's going to try them this weekend. Awesome. Yay. I tell you what, they are jamming. Like, I love them. They're so good. They're like, they work perfect in any recipe that calls meatballs. Meatball subs, meatballs and spaghetti. Just if you just want to eat them by themselves, they're delicious. Cool. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take off my clothes and watch TV. All right. I think we're good. You ready? Yeah. High five. Right. Let's get out. Peace.
See ya. Oh, hit stop, so I'm not sure like that.